Hello everyone, welcome to Simproved, Fry speaking here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. And today we are going to build Camp Crystal Lake from the Friday the 13th movies. And yeah, there are actually three reasons why I'm building this. First of all, it's Spooktober, the season where we kind of embrace our inner darkness, and I want to do lots of spooky builds in this particular month, of course, and this is the second build that I do this month, and it took me, I think, 9 hours, 10 hours, something around that kind of corner. Second of all, it's from a movie and it's about like a camp of teenagers, and I thought it would be really, really cool to build this in The Sims 4 since there are kind of a lot of sim players that will love this. I already built two kind of camp-like builds called the summer camp, and the other one was called the lake cabins or something like that. And lots of you guys have wrote me, oh my god, this would be so cool with like a serial killer killing teens and all that stuff. And I thought, hey, why not make it official? Why not make another cool build that's especially dedicated to those kind of players? I especially salute you guys because I'm a big horror movie fan as well. I could build these kinds of stuff all year round, which I occasionally do. So if you want to check out all the other horror builds that I've already done, I will put the playlist down below. And yeah, I thought this would be really, really cool, especially since in The Sims 4 we have some mods that kind of make it possible to kill off your Sims as a serial killer. There's the extreme violence mod that I will put in the description, the video description down below for you guys if you're interested in that. And second of all, I thought it would be super cool to do something that, yeah, I myself even would like to do the gameplay in. And that's something that I kind of like. So I'm a little bit weird, and I especially also loved, of course, that we have kind of a reference from the movies that I could look up and kind of, you know, check out to see if this is possible to transport in The Sims 4. So here we go. This is Camp Crystal Lake from the Friday the 13th movies. So first of all, what did I do? Of course, the lake is the focal point. I had a lot of reference from different movies. I looked at lots of, you know, set design kind of photos from the movies. By the way, the movies are set in the 70s and 80s, so it was kind of easy to go with that kind of feel because we have lots of objects and, yeah, general like building objects that fit the whole time span that these movies take place in. Second of all, apparently they shot Camp Crystal Lake in different locations throughout, I think we have 9 movies. I've counted 9. There are probably more and like crossover stuff, but my basic layout that I thought for this lake is, because it's a fictional one, that's like not the real Camp Crystal Lake that I kind of used, is from the Friday the 13th game. There's a game where you can either play as Jason, the serial killer of the movie, or as one of the teenagers, and then apparently you can also survive and stuff. It's kind of like a survival team kind of game where you kind of have to play as a team if you are one of the teenagers. And of course, like, the killer has to kill them all, so he wins the match. This is a game that I personally haven't played. I've seen lots of Let's Plays because I'm kind of a sucker for these kinds of games, but I myself play Dead by Daylight a little bit more, so that's like another, I would say, similar game. So therefore, sometimes I didn't exactly know how these maps look like. There are different maps in this kind of game, and I chose one. I think this is Camp Crystal Lake from 1984. I think that's how the map is called, Map B or something. And the lake was in the center of the map, therefore had a little river kind of flow to it, and that's kind of the map. And I thought, this is perfect. I need to have the lake in the middle, since in The Sims 4 building like a shore of pretend to be lake just looks super weird. And I also thought, like, this Sims can swim because I used it as a pool, yeah, from one place to another. And this is basically how I chose the whole layout. The cabins though are of course totally different. I kind of had the freedom to do the layout of all the cabins and where the cabins are and all that kind of stuff however I wanted, since there apparently is no real map for it or like real layout of Camp Crystal Lake. So this is the Sims 4 version if you want to play with that. And of course I'm pretty sure there will be some CC, like custom content, that you can download for the Sims 4. So you even have like the mask from Jason and his overall and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you're into killing off teenagers that just want to have a friendly, I don't know, promiscuous camping trip, this is the lot for you. I also know that lots of you Simmers like to play the Hunger Games kind of gameplay, or I think some even call it the Battle Royale gameplay, where you move in lots of Sims. I guess the max capacity is 8. There are mods for this to expand this as well, of course. And yeah, like the last one survives and is like the winner. So this is something that is perfect for this map or for this build, of course. I especially had this in mind. So there are lots and lots of kind of references to these typical teenagers have a cabin in the woods and just want to have a good time, but sadly there's a serial killer and kills them all off. So this is the basic idea of this whole thing. I really liked that I could go with this kind of experiment with the camping kind of equipment or like objects that we have. I especially recommend you to have the vampire no, it's not an expansion. It's a gameplay pack, of course, and the outdoor retreat pack, because the outdoor retreat pack, as the title already suggests, is a camping pack with lots and lots of these weird ass looking trees, and I used heaps and heaps and lots of them here in this build, especially the stones, and kind of to make these rock formations are in here as well. And you can also see one little bug that kind of is just, it's not a feature, it's really a bug. I hate it. There's this one line from one roof trim to foundation. I don't know why this always happens. I've talked to the developers a couple of times about this. They know about this. They want to fix it. They still don't, I don't know, like it's an issue that I have for a year already, and I don't know why or not they cannot patch it. But please be aware, if you download this for your Sims 4 game, that bug will not be there. It's just in my game. I've tested it on a friend's Sims 4. Downloaded it, this weird as line is not there then. So be aware that the line will eventually not be in your game, so everything will look super cool and super fine. So yeah, so what do we have here? We have one big house, like the main house, and then we have 3 cabins for, you know, like sleeping and just hanging out, like camping cabins. And then there's this one cabin for, I would say, like it's like a fishing house, fisher boat kind of house, where there will be a foosball table. So this is basically more of a, I don't know, hangout spot as well for indoors for your teenage Sims. And since I had in mind to have lots of teenagers there, kind of, you know, young adults, I would say, that live there and use it as a vacation spot, and also with a reference that it is like end of the 70s, beginning of the 80s, I especially, of course, kind of wanted to put lots of things that teenagers, of course, do or like to do when they are amongst themselves without any adult supervision, which is basically having lots and lots of parties. So there will be like a DJ booth and a dance floor and lots of bars, lots of spots for your Sims to get a drink, by the way. Then there will also be like a bubble blower, so your Sims teens can get really, really baked and wasted and high. And of course, lots and lots of beds to have promiscuous sex, and lots and lots of sex, I guess. Woohooing, I'm sorry, it's called woohooing in Sims 4. But basically, like all the cliches you can do here, of course, as well. So be aware that I wanted to include everything, and I really hope that I could put in everything that I know from watching lots and lots of these kinds of movies. And I really hope that you kind of get the vibe and see the vibe in the build as well, of course. So in the main house, basically every house has a little fireplace and like a living room kind of space. The main house also has like a really lavish big kitchen. This is big for my kind of taste for this huge house. And I only wanted to use lots and lots of table lamps and candles, because this is also something when I watch horror movies, I especially look at the set design or the production design a lot. And there's like one thing that every horror movie has in common is, of course, having really spare lighting or scarce lighting. And therefore, weirdly enough, lots and lots of rooms, like in normal kind of houses, when they are haunted or something, have lots and lots of table lamps that kind of are dimmed. They don't give out any lights, so you have like a normal kind of living room with at least 8 table lamps somewhere, sometimes even right next to each other, that kind of don't light up the room. And nobody seems to have like a ceiling lamp that is kind of bright enough to lighten up the whole room. And this is something that I wanted to do here too. So no ceiling lamps, there are only these little lanterns and some candles. And it's kind of really dark because I personally really like to light up all and everything, since I really like to see all the colors like perfectly, have everything lit perfectly in game. This is just how I like to play it in The Sims 4. But just to give up this typical horror movie kind of interior, we go with only the lanterns and some candles, and I will put them everywhere, kind of. So upstairs in the main house there are 2 single bedrooms and 2 master kind of bedrooms, so you can woohoo in there, of course, because in single bedrooms, I think like on single beds you can do that. I'm not really sure, but yeah, this is basically possible in there, so your Sims can, you know, do their stuff and kind of get murdered from behind or something. I don't know. But this is basically the whole idea. Of course, everything has this wooden kind of wall patterns, since that we already know from log cabins. Again, here the outdoor retreat pack was really, really handy for all the interior designs and the floors and all that stuff. And then later on, I will also decorate everything as if it's like a Halloween party. Since it's the Halloween month and Spooktober, I thought it would be really cool to have kind of, you know, references with pumpkins. And there's also Patchy, the scarecrow from the Seasons expansion pack, of course. So he can come to life. Maybe there's a mod that Patchy kills them all. I don't know. But that would be really, really cool that Patchy maybe is the murderer. But yeah, anyway, this is basically how I did the main house. Of course, in the porch you can sit there, and then next to the main house there is already like a outdoor kind of party area going on. So there's the portable DJ booth and a portable bar and some of the coolers that come with the outdoor retreat pack, I think, so your Sims can get drunk and very, very like eat some snacks and all that stuff. Of course, I used some lanterns, so it kind of looks a little bit more festive. And yeah, lots of places to sit around, especially like these love seat kind of benches that we have from the camping pack. And I thought maybe they can sit there, drink their booze, and kind of talk about dumb teenage stuff that they usually do. Like the dialogues in the horror movies are, yeah, you can just forget them. They're just... It's just a guilty pleasure to watch them. It's nothing that kind of teaches you anything about life. All persons involved will die eventually. Maybe the virgin will survive, because this is usually like the moral that you get. And yeah, of course, there will also be some guitars everywhere, so your Sims can play some acoustic guitar around the campfire. And of course, there you can already see the bubble blower, which is basically my makeshift water pipe? No, shisha kind of bong thing for your Sims to get a little bit, you know, tipsy and high or something. And then on the other side, where the 3 huts are, the 3 cabins, there is a huge bonfire where your Sims can hang out. I especially thought it would be really cool to have like a bonfire there as well, because they're really huge, and then maybe can dance around and kind of summon the camping demon god. Maybe it's a lionfish god, I don't know. Of course, there's a lionfish hidden here as well. So if you download this for your game, maybe you write me in the comments where you found the lionfish. I think you can even see this in the video tour that I do at the end. So yeah, just write me in the comments where you have spotted him, the lovely lionfish, my little, I don't know, my mascot, I think. And yeah, so this is basically it. It was really kind of frickly to put everything in these really small cabins, but I kind of make it work so your Sims can really access everything. There are, I think, 4 bathrooms, so every little cabin has a bathroom, and the big one as well, of course, as well. And the fishing kind of hangout spot with a foosball table and like a boombox and stuff, so this is like the get drunk and party over there, has of course no bathroom because I didn't have any space for it to put in there. But yeah, this is basically how I did the whole build, guys. It's lots of kitchens, kind of repetitive. It was lots and lots of stones and ferns and I don't know, like lots of exterior landscaping to make it look creepy, but still so you can actually also use it for a normal, I put this in quotes, a normal camping kind of vacation spot for you. So I've uploaded this to the Sims 4 gallery, and I will put the link to that in the video description down below for you guys, so you can get it for your game, of course. And of course, as always, please write me in the comments what I have to build next. Maybe there's something about like a horror movie that I really like to see in The Sims 4 as well, especially for a gameplay or something. That would be really interesting to maybe build more up that are from different kinds of movies maybe. And yeah, since the speed build is always really long and kind of very quick and you can't really see stuff, of course now there will be the video tour as always, so you can have a better look at everything and kind of get the vibe of the whole creepy Camp Crystal Lake build. And yeah, I really hope that you like it. If you do, please give the video a thumbs up so I know that's something that you really enjoyed. And if you aren't subscribed to my channel and you like these kinds of videos, my Sims 4 builds, then maybe subscribe to my channel if you want to. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. Please enjoy the video tour now, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.